Hey everyone, I'm Sebastian from Cinemageddon Reviews, and it is 8:03 Eastern Standard Time, or 9:03 Eastern Standard Time, right here in Puerto Rico where I currently live. Here I am so far trying to basically keep you all entertained while we wait for the Academy Award nominations to start. And let me tell you, I have no idea what to expect for today. So, really, what can we truly expect from any of this? A lot of things that I'm expecting are just the general basics. My big predictions for this year are not really as big as they should be, mostly because on one hand, while I do expect a lot of fantastic films to get nominated this year, I'm not really sure if any of the films that I want to see are going to get nominated. And those films being really just movies like Belle and other movies like Drive My Car and Come On, Come On, which are fantastic films in and of its own right. I'm not sure if they're going to be getting that same kind of recognition that I believe they truly deserve. Still, I have been proven wrong beforehand, and I'm really excited to see whether or not this year can actually prove to be any different. I hope so. I really don't know, however, so if anything new is going to happen, then I guess the only thing we can do right now is just hope for the best and see what happens. I'm genuinely not sure, though. One thing I know for certain is this could either play out in a happy way for me personally, or it's going to end in a way that's going to be just crushing disappointment. And when it comes to the Academy Awards recently, it's just been disappointing. Not entirely, though. There's been many times where they actually have surprised me to the point where I actually do believe they got it right. Last year, they slightly got it right for the most part. Nomadland got nominated for pretty much everything that I was expecting it to get nominated for. Judas and the Black Messiah was pretty fantastic. I actually really loved Medai, but I'm very, very not surprised that it didn't go as far as it did. The Father was a film I didn't actually see until after the Academy Awards ended. So a friend of mine actually watched the movie beforehand, and he was in on the whole Anthony Hopkins should win bandwagon, and I was like, really? Are you sure? Especially considering in light of the fact that Chadwick Boseman had passed away beforehand. Having actually seen the movie that he did get nominated for, which I was expecting it to be The Five Bloods, but instead it was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I'm not entirely surprised that he ended up losing. Mostly because not only was his performance in that particular film good, but not necessarily Oscar-worthy, I personally feel like Anthony Hopkins really did deserve that win. If nothing else, because that performance was goddamn heartbreaking. It really is a case of, holy shit, if only I'd watched this beforehand, then the impact of him winning would have been that much more satisfying. But this is a year where a lot of the movies that are expected to be nominated are movies that haven't been released yet because of the pandemic, and the few that have been released, I don't think they're going to get that much kind of credit, which is a real shame. Unfortunately, a lot of us were probably expecting Spencer to be nominated mostly in the acting categories, especially considering how many of us are all rooting for Kristen Stewart to get nominated for her performance. I'm definitely on that bandwagon as well. Let's see, are we looking good so far here? Okay, we are. So, another film that I'm really hoping to see get nominated, but I really don't think it's going to do so, is Mamoru Hosoda's Belle. And the reason for that is because I genuinely don't think they're going to be looking at any anime movies in any particular level of respect. When it comes to the Academy Awards, they almost always tend to avoid anime films, mostly because they don't really seem to respect them or give them the due diligence that I believe they deserve, which is a horrific shame. I don't understand why, to this day, they just don't look at anime films and give them the respect that they deserve. Even though they nominate them sometimes. Like, they nominated Mirai back in 2019, I believe it was. I keep forgetting what year did that movie come out in. They nominated that, but it was kind of a fluke. It was nominated against, I believe at the time, it got nominated against... Fuck, I can't even remember anymore. All these movies feel so indistinguishable from one another that it's basically... Hold on. It was... I believe this was the same year that Into the Spider-Verse came out? No, it was before, I believe. All I know is the only films that have ever been nominated for Best Animated Feature that came from Japan were either Studio Ghibli films or the occasional one by Mamoru Hosoda, and that's pretty much it. And so far, only one has won, and to be honest, the competition wasn't even that big back in 2003 when Spirited Away, who should have won regardless of who else was nominated, ended up winning that year. It was the first and so far the only time that it has happened, and I'm very sad that that's the case. So I'm not expecting much for Belle, even though I genuinely do think that it is the best movie so far to get nominated for Best Animated Feature. The ones that I am expecting to get nominated are Encanto, which is a great movie, but I think there are some things about it that could have been made better. I'm not going to get into too much detail because I know for a fact that this movie is doing very good with a lot of people, and I don't want to come off as narrow-minded by saying it's good, but... So I'm not going to do that here. I'll let my friend Diego come up with his point of view for the movie, which in and of itself will also probably have my point of view as well. And another movie that I'm expecting to get nominated is Luca. Luca, I'm going to be very, very honest, I think is kind of overrated. It was a great movie, but I genuinely did not care that much for it after I watched it. It was funny, it was cute, it had a very good message about self-acceptance, and not just self-acceptance, but learning to be true to yourself regardless of how others might feel, which at the end the message is that they're gonna love you no matter what. But I feel like this movie gets something of an unnecessary... It's getting something of an unnecessary bit of praise by many people who were looking at this and thinking, oh wow, it's Disney's first gay film, or they're the first gay characters. No, they're not. I'm very sorry, but if that was the case, they would have made it perfectly clear. And I know that they're trying to kind of pussyfoot around there, don't want to piss off the Think of the Children crowd or China, but I understand why people want this to be that, but it just isn't. I would be perfectly happy if it was, but I'm not going to say I'm disappointed that it isn't, because I know for a fact that if this is what they wanted it to be, then they would have actually made it that. I really don't think it's a good idea to let your opinion on something be determined by what you want it to be instead of what it is. Another film that I'm seeing a lot of buzz over is a movie called Flea. I wish I could say I'm excited for that to get nominated as well, but the truth is, a lot of the films that are going to get nominated this year are films that I have not seen yet, so I really don't have a lot to say about this one. I want to hunt all these movies down and watch them, which is what I'm going to be doing before the Oscars actually start in March. I believe it's going to be on the 20th. I'm not even sure. The whole pandemic has made everything a bit of a blur for me and everyone else. How are we doing so far? It is 9:12 or 8:12 for all of you. And the movie that I am expecting to see get nominated, and the one that I'm also hoping would win in this situation, would be The Mitchells vs. the Machines. That movie and I have something of a weird little history together at this point. It is a movie that I personally was dreading. I hated the idea of this movie coming out because when it first got promoted, it was under the title Connected, and it was promoted as, oh, technology bad, oh, it's separating the families from each other, and then, oh look, it's an alien invasion, and fuck you. I just could not. It literally felt like an okay dad kind of movie, and I wanted nothing to do with it. My girlfriend ended up convincing me to give it a chance, especially considering that The Mitchells versus the Machines, which is what I ended up turning into, is a film that not only has a lot of heart to it, but it is also fucking hilarious in and of itself. And personally, I think that this is a fantastic film and one that I believe everyone should be able to see. I genuinely love this movie, and it is one of my favorite movies ever, not just animated. So I'm personally hoping that it will get nominated for more than just animation. I'm hoping to see it get nominated for something like Best Picture. It's not going to happen. I know these idiots. It's not going to happen. But if it were to happen, I'm not going to be disappointed or upset or angry. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the happiest person in the world if they do end up going this way. But we'll see what happens. And the other film I'm hoping to see get nominated is Mamoru Hosoda's Belle, which I don't think is going to happen either, mostly because of my aforementioned little rant about how the Oscars tend to really ignore animation of anything that isn't American up to this point. I think many of us here remember that infamous interview where one of the heads who at the time was involved in the nomination categories called them Chinese movies and saying that no Americans want to see that. And I this is around the time that The Tale of Princess Kaguya got nominated for Best Animated Feature in the Oscars, and I'm still waking up with cold sweat every day remembering that this is something that actually happened. I genuinely don't understand why the hell they think that animation that isn't American is animation that they could just happily ignore. But I keep hoping in vain that maybe they will change their minds, or they'll look at things, or they'll hire people who will look at things differently. But I'm not expecting much. The Oscars have been really stuck in the fucking Stone Age recently. And when Green Book got nominated and won Best Picture, especially in the same year that the Black Lives Matter movement was really starting to take off, I feel like this was a gigantic step forward and then a big monumental step backwards, considering that they nominated Black Panther, but then it lost to the most racist movie they could have possibly have nominated. Thankfully, the next year they basically balanced it all back by having Parasite win not only Best Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture, which is something I never thought would happen, and I'm very happy that it did. But I feel like they were on the right path afterwards. Last year, we got to see Nomadland win in what is honestly the worst Oscar ceremony ever. And I don't know if this year's going to be any better because the pandemic has screwed shit up for everybody. But, well, only one way to find out. I'm currently waiting right now. So, what do you say? Shall we do this together? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Alright, let me just go ahead and set shit up here. Alright. Oh, if only I had watchers so they could tell me whether or not they could hear it. So, if anybody is watching this, whether it's late in the afternoon or early in the morning, first of all, why the hell are you watching this early in the morning? I don't know why I'm doing this. But, what are your predictions for the nominations that we're about to see? And what do you want to see end up winning in the Oscars this year? I just want to see something good. I want to be surprised. But let's find out. Okay, here we go.
Good morning, afternoon, evening. I may be in the movie capital of the world, but movies really live wherever you come together in theaters or in your homes to share great stories told on the screen.
Oh,
and
I'm
today
sure.
we celebrate that, thanks to the nearly 9,500 voting members of the Academy. They're movie makers, sure, but really movie lovers about to share the films they've loved the most this year. I hope you're doing the same with your friends and your family. Now's the time. Movie lovers unite. Let's meet your announcement hosts, Tracy Ellis Ross and Leslie Jordan.
All right, let's go.
I am so excited. I went to sleep dressed like this. Now let's go to the Oscars, Tracy. What time are you picking me up?
Uh-oh, Leslie, someone did not read the memo. The Oscars are not tonight. They're on March 27th. This morning, we just announced the nominees.
This is why I hate being hunkered down. I never know what day it is or month. But if it's not the Oscars, why are you dressed so nice?
Oh, this old thing? This is my workout outfit, Leslie. I just threw this on to go to cycling class in an hour. All right. This year's Oscars theme is Movie Lovers Unite, and during this next half hour, we will be joined by some very special movie lovers across the country to help us announce some of the nominees. Are you ready, Leslie?
Wait, I'll be right back. This outfit, it doesn't feel right for the Oscar announcement.
I mean, it looks nice on you, dude. Don't worry about it.
Oscar nominees in most categories are chosen by members of their respective branches, but nominees for Best Picture are chosen by the entire Academy membership.
Bro, if fucking Eternals gets nominated for anything, apart from the visuals, maybe, I'm gonna be surprised.
Favorite movie and movie moment featured on the Oscar telecast.
Now I'm ready. I love it. Understated and traditional.
Very much understated.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role.
All right. Come on, what do we got?
Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter.
Cool.
Ariana DeBose.
Yes! I mean, I knew it was happening, but still.
Belfast. Kirsten Dunst in The Power of the Dog. And Ingenue Ellis in King Richard.
God, I really need to see King Richard. Holy shit.
Here are the nominees for achievement in costume design.
Cruella?
Cruella.
Yes! Alright, I'm getting them so far.
Cyrano.
My god.
Dune.
Oh, that's one for Dune so far. That's one for Dune so far.
And West Side Story.
Okay, one for Dune and two for West Side Story.
One nominated again. Well, maybe next year.
Hey, why did mine not get nominated? I look better than all of you.
Belfast.
Cool.
Dune.
Not surprised.
No Time to Die.
Oh, shit.
Power of the Dog. And West Side Story.
Three.
As part of our movie lovers uniting across the country, let's go to Troy, Michigan. Joining us are 11 healthcare professionals from Beaumont Hospitals. Reading the nominees is physician's assistant and fellow movie lover, Shantia Bobo Harden, who loves the movie Girl Trip. Shantia, over to you.
Thank you, Tracy. Here are the
This is actually pretty
for
cool, I'm not
achievement
gonna
in
lie.
music. Original score.
Come on. Zimmer?
Don't Look Up.
Wow, really? That got nominated?
Dune.
Yes! On Zimmer.
Encanto.
Not surprised, but I'm very
Parallel
happy
Mothers.
still.
And The Power of the Dog.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
Shantia.
Encanto got nominated for Best Original Score. God damn it, I'm very happy
And
right
all
now.
across the country who do so much for all of us. Thank you.
I don't know if I'm more into
Leslie,
this one winning or
Leslie,
Dune.
Wait, is that an official Oscar pendant? And if so, why didn't I get one?
I borrowed it from your Oscar nominations gift basket.
Ah, okay.
And now, Adapted screenplay. The nominees are
Okay, come on.
Coda, screenplay by Sean Hayter.
I love that movie.
Screen by Ryusuke Hamaguchi and Taka Masaoka.
Okay, I'm happy right now.
Dune, screenplay by John Space.
Seriously?
Denis Villeneuve
Oh my god.
and Eric Roth.
The Lost Daughter, written by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh my god, I'm very happy to see her get
And The Power
nominated
of
for
the
this.
Dog, written by Jane Campion.
Wow, The Power of the Dog is getting a lot of
Here are
nominations
the
so far.
nominees for original screenplay.
I lost track. Are we?
Belfast, written by Kenneth Branagh.
I'm glad.
Don't Look Up, screenplay by Adam McKay, story by Adam McKay and David Sirota.
King Richard, written by Zach Balin.
Licorice Pizza, written by Paul Thomas Anderson.
You're shitting me, right?
And The Worst Person in the World, written by Eskil Vogt and Joachim Trier.
Yeah, Belfast has my vote
Here
for
are the
this one.
nominees for Best Animated Short Film. Affairs of the
I need to look this up.
Bestia, Box Ballet,
I really need to
Robin
look these up.
Robin, and The Windshield Wiper. Another category for me. Back to back Leslie again. I think they like my announcer voice. And now, the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film.
Well done.
Nice.
A La Cachu, Take and Run, The Dress, The Long Goodbye, On My Mind,
Wow, Riz Ahmed got nominated.
and Please Hold.
I think this is the second time that Riz Ahmed got nominated. First time not for his acting.
I am animated
I'm very happy to see that.
and short.
Oh, Leslie. And now here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a
Oh,
supporting
Robin
role.
Williams. Okay.
Kareen Hines in Belfast. Troy Kotzer in Coda.
Right. Okay.
Jesse Plemons in The Power of the Dog. J.K. Simmons in Being The Ricardos.
Oh God.
And Cody Smith-McPhee in Power of the Dog.
Holy shit! Really?
In
All
just
right.
a few minutes, we've got more nominee announcements coming up, including those for lead actor and actress, director, and best picture.
Okay.
How much fun is this?
Well, this is the most fun I have ever had at 5:25 in the morning.
Good lord. Really?
You can tell that Leslie and I are bristling. We are bristling with diversity. We are bringing diversity to these announcements. I am Moderna.
And I am sparkling Pfizer.
Leslie, are you boosted?
Why, yes, Tracy, I'm sitting on a pillow.
Alright, so far we are
Okay,
looking good.
joining us is another movie lover, film enthusiast, Reese Feldman. Reese, what's your reaction to the nominees for supporting actress? Tell us everything.
This is such a stacked category. I love it so much. Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter. I really loved her and I'm thinking of ending things, so I'm really excited that she's getting recognized for this. Although Olivia Colman's getting a lot of praise for her performance in this movie, it's Jessie Buckley who helps move this story forward from the past. So she's just incredible. Ariana DeBose, hearing her name announced really just made me smile. Simply put, she's perfect as Anita in West Side Story. And for a character that's already won Rita Moreno an Oscar 60 years prior, it's just so incredible to me that she was able to step into this role and just make it entirely her own. Dame Judi Dench for Belfast, 7-time Oscar nominee, already won back in '98 for Shakespeare in Love. She's just so dialed in throughout the
Shakespeare in Love was a shitty movie and she should have won for something better than
I'm
that.
kind of excited to see her maybe get a second win. Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog. This was one I was really hoping for. I mean, that piano scene, gosh, she is such a talent, and I really hope this is the role that she's going to be remembered for moving forward. And I think the success of the movie largely deals with how good she is. And lastly, definitely not least, Ingenue Ellis. She has been consistently amazing in every role that she's been in for decades. And although she plays a supporting role in King Richard, she really does feel like an additional lead next to Will Smith for just
Again,
how much
I
power
really
she
wish I'd
brings
seen
to the
this
performance.
beforehand,
So it
but
was just a
I'm
great
definitely going to be
performance.
doing my homework before the Oscars actually do come.
What's your take on the costume nominees, or on my costume?
Yours is
Jesus.
fantastic, and it's the
You
biggest
can
enough
step
year
with
it
the-
should have been nominated. But yes, Cruella, honestly, a really fun surprise of a movie of 2021, and obviously the costumes are such a focus. It's a
See,
fashion movie.
I like
70s
that we're seeing
does
each other on
in
this.
every dress.
I'm glad that we
It
both
genuinely
agree.
looks like it deserves to be at the Met Gala. Cyrano, I'm a sucker for period pieces, and the fact that it takes place in 17th century France just feels like it was written for me. The formal wear, the military uniforms, the design.
Isn't
of the
this
place,
that
it's all
musical
just
film
so
that literally nobody was
Dune,
excited for?
I think is such a cool nomination because it's a sci-fi movie, and I think like it's really tough to submerge a viewer in the reality.
It's hard to submerge a viewer into a movie when the damn thing isn't even complete yet.
It's advanced yet familiar. Nightmare Alley, I really liked that. It has just so many different settings. The carnival scenes are great, and the costuming in that is wonderful. And the worlds that Guillermo del Toro crafts, the costumes absolutely match it, and the whole look of the film is wonderful. And lastly, West Side Story. This film, 60 years prior, has already won an Oscar for costume design, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it wins again. The costumes, the color, the attention to detail, the way that each costume kind of speaks to the characters as individuals, it's really just one of the many reasons why I loved that movie so much this year.
What categories are you most excited to see coming up?
Oh, I've been dying to see who's going to get nominated for Best Picture. That's one I've been waiting the whole year for.
And do you see any trends? Do you see any trends developing? Anything that's you can cue us into?
I don't know. I feel like it's too early to say. I really love who's been nominated, but I'm interested to see, I guess, also Best Film Editing. That's one that I always love to look out for, and I'm always interested to how the Academy voters decide. So that's definitely another one that I'm kind of really looking forward to.
Well, thank you so much, Reese. It's really been fun hearing
you.
your take on all of this, and we'll be checking back in with you later.
Sounds great.
Okay. Just let me know when we get back into things. So,
Leslie, how's it feeling on your side?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't. Seems so rushed. Hearing your name announced this morning is a moment each nominee will never forget. Not that I would know what an Oscar nomination is like, but a boy can dream.
I would have loved to have seen your name get nominated.
For those hunker downers just joining us, good morning.
Good morning! And for those who have been watching, welcome back. All right, now it is time for the rest of the Oscar nomination announcements, including the big one at the end for Big Picture.
All right.
Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Don't Look Up, Dune,
Oh boy.
King Richard,
All right.
The Power of the Dog, and Tick Tick Boom.
All right.
Why, Leslie, don't you look
All right.
beautiful?
That's one for Tick Tick Boom so
Thank you,
far.
Tracy.
Okay, I'm excited now. I'm excited now.
Everyone up for achievement in makeup and hairstyle.
I really,
None of whom showed up. at
after
my
this is
house
over,
this
I'll give a little
this
bit more on my
August.
thoughts on the nominations so far, but
Now here are the nominees.
I'm excited. I'm looking excited now. Okay.
Coming to America. Cruella.
All right. That's good.
Dune.
My God, Dune.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
And House of Gucci.
Wow.
And now it is time to meet a huge movie fan coming to us from Tampa.
A huge movie fan and a huge guy. Well, to me, everyone is huge.
Oh, Leslie. He is a WWE superstar who established the award-winning Thaddeus M. Bullard Academy at Sly Middle Magnet School. The Academy's mission is to serve economically disadvantaged students by providing them with a first-class education and creating a wonderful culture of positivity. Here is Titus O'Neill.
Thanks, Tracy and Leslie. To read the names of the nominees in this next category is a fellow movie lover, 8th grade track star, high honor roll student, Courtney Anderson, who loves the entire Twilight movie series.
Oh,
Courtney,
jeez.
take it away.
Here are the nominees for the Best Animated Feature.
Okay, here we go.
Encanto,
Mm-hmm.
Flea,
Yeah.
Luca,
Uh-huh. Figured.
The Mitchells vs. the Machine,
Great.
and Raya and the Lost Dragon.
Oh my god.
Well done.
Yay, yay, yay. So thanks to Titus, Courtney, and all those amazing students for joining us.
I mean,
Now, here
at
are
least
the
Sing 2 didn't get
nominees for
nominated?
Achievement in Music Original Song. Be Alive from King Richard.
Dos Oruguitas from Encanto.
Not surprised.
Down to Joy from Belfast.
Alright.
No Time to Die from No Time to Die.
Really?
And Somehow You Do from 4 Good Days.
The category is Best Documentary Short. Oh, you're making me do the short category again.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It was you. It was you. Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Subject. Audible. Lead Me Home. The Queen of Basketball. 3 Songs for Ben Azir. And When We Were Bullies.
Oh, that sounds
And
interesting.
now here are the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. Ascension, Attica, Flea, Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised,
Wow, Questlove was
and
nominated.
Fighting with Fire.
Joining us from Times Square are New York's bravest members of the Fire Department of New York. At the microphone is fellow movie fan Lieutenant Thomas Carrera, whose favorite movie is Goodfellas.
Thank you, Leslie and Tracy. Coming to you live from Times Square, here are the nominees for Achievement in Visual Effects. The envelope, please.
Show me Dune.
Dune. No Time to Die. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
No Way Home.
Okay, hold on. Wow.
Thank you so much to all the firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs for all that you do. I wave every time you drive by. I say, hello, firefighters. I really do.
I live in
Next
Puerto
up,
Rico,
the
sadly.
nominees for achievement in cinematography.
Okay, this one.
Dune. Nightmare Alley.
Alright.
The Power of the Dog. The Tragedy of Macbeth. And West Side Story. And now, here are the nominees for achievement in production design.
What's that story better than nominated for this one, too?
Dune. Nightmare Alley. The Power of the Dog. The Tragedy of Macbeth. And West Side Story.
Great. Okay. Everything's looking in my favor so far.
Leslie, Are you
Mostly.
Are you wearing something different again?
Just because I'm hunkered down doesn't mean I can't dress up.
Okay.
So here are the nominees.
I mean, he's not
for
wrong. I mean,
Best
look at me.
International Feature Film.
Alright.
My Car, Japan.
That's the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Denmark. The Hand of God, Italy. Luana, A Yak in the Classroom, Bhutan. And The Worst Person in the World, Norway.
Leslie, you keep stealing all my lines.
There's one for you.
Okay, thanks. Let's head to Ira Aldridge Theater at Howard University in Washington, D.C., where we have a special presenter. Felicia Rashad is Dean of the Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts and joins us with some of her students. Hello!
Hello, and thank you, Leslie and Tracy. All of our students here are so inspired by Chadwick Boseman, a Howard grad who was so committed to this university. And as you know, Chadwick was nominated last year for Best Actor, and we are so honored to announce the nominees in this category. Speaking on behalf of the students who are with us today is a senior who's receiving his BFA in acting, John Woods III.
The nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role are Javier Bardem in Being The Ricardos.
Nope.
Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog.
Okay, we're good again.
Andrew Garfield.
Yes!
Will Smith in King Richard. And Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Holy shit! Garfield and Smith?
Yes. Well done. Beautiful. Thank you, Felicia and John and all of the students who joined us today.
Okay.
And
now for the actresses.
Nominees for performance by an actress in a leading role.
Come on.
Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Fucking win already, please.
Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter.
Alright, good.
Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers.
Nicole Kidman in Being The Ricardos.
And Kristen Stewart.
Yes! Woo!
2 more categories left.
Woo, this is
Okay,
so exciting.
this makes up for it.
Next is for
This
achievement in
this
direction.
almost makes up for
And
it.
The nominees are
Come on, come on.
Kenneth Branagh, Belfast.
I'm very happy to see this.
Ryusuke Hamaguchi, Drive My Car.
Okay.
Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza.
Ugh. I love Paul Thomas Anderson,
Jane
but
Campion,
no.
The Power of the Dog.
And Steven Spielberg, West Side Story.
Wow. Okay.
Finally, the big one.
Wow, not even Miranda got nominated for this?
Picture.
Damn.
Belfast. Laura Berwick, Kenneth Branagh, Becca Kovacic, and Tamar Thomas, producers.
Coda. Philippe Rousselet, Fabrice Giaffermi, and Patrick Waxberger, producers.
Don't Look Up, Adam McKay and Kevin Messick, producers.
Really?
Drive My Car. Teruhisa Yamamoto, producer.
Dune. Mary Parent, Denis Villeneuve.
I told him this would
and
happen.
Carol Boiter.
He didn't believe me. And on all, if you're watching this, I told you.
King Richard. Tim White, Trevor White, and Will Smith, producers.
Licorice Pizza, Sarah Murphy, Adam Somner, and Paul Thomas Anderson, producers.
Please, God, no.
Nightmare Alley. Guillermo del Toro, J. Miles Dale, and Bradley Cooper, producers.
The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion, Tanya Segachian, Emil Sherman, Ian Canning, and Roger Frappier, producers.
And West Side Story. Steven Spielberg and Christy McCosco Krieger, producers.
Wow. Just, wow.
10 great Best Picture nominees. Everybody, please make sure to watch the Oscars on March 27th on ABC.
March 27th,
and go to
okay.
Oscars.org to learn how you can vote to get your favorite movie and movie moment featured on this year's Oscar telecast.
It was so exciting to wake up with you, Tracy. I can't wait for Oscar night.
You're the best, Leslie. Oh, what a treat you are. And the best part, you're already dressed.
Okay, is there anything else?
And now let's hear from professional.
Yeah, I think we're good now. Thank you very much. Okay. So, there we have it. Oh man. let me just take a moment to kind of let it all fester in as I try to dance around the nominations here. I'm just, oh my god. So, am I mad or am I disappointed? To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Like, on one hand, I knew what was going to happen. I knew exactly what was going to happen here. I didn't expect the few surprises that there were. I'm still kind of really in shock over them. But let's go ahead and go through all of these nominations together, shall we? If I can sort of maybe pull them up right here. Alright, let's go ahead. Since Twitter tends to be the one that has them all lined up, let's see if we can check them out right here. Okay, so the one that I was, let's just rip out the band-aid for the one that was going to piss me the hell off no matter what was going to happen. When it comes to the animation category, I'm very happy that The Mitchells vs. the Machines got nominated for Best Animated Feature. I love Encanto. I like that Flea got nominated too. Luca, okay, good for you, Pixar, getting nominated again. And Raya and the Last Dragon, the fucking film that I was never able to actually review. I tried to review it, but I couldn't at the time. I tried my hardest, but for some reason that review was just not possible. And I really cannot believe that this was the case. But, I'm very glad that it did get nominated, and I'm very happy to see all of these. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very bitter over the fact that Belle got snubbed. I knew it was gonna get snubbed because of Chinese movies, again. But you would think that with all this diversifying that they're trying to do here, that they would do the same with their animation categories. Give a little bit more flex to Japanese films, or really just animation in general, not necessarily from Japan, but elsewhere as well. But that's just not in the cards, unfortunately. This is why we can't have nice things. The makeup and hairstyling and costume ones, I'm very happy to see get nominated in the appropriate fashion. Film editing, I was not expecting Tick Tick Boom to get nominated. In fact, I unfortunately very, very properly predicted that it would get snubbed for the majority of its nominations. I'm very upset that Lin-Manuel Miranda didn't get nominated for Best Director. He really did a good job with this, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. I'm a little disappointed, but not surprised. For Best Original Screenplay and for Best Director and Best Picture, why is Licorice Pizza getting all of these nominations? Are the two people watching this, or one people watching this, have any of you actually seen that movie? I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it is a little bit of a gross kind of plot. If you know, now you know. Or if you don't know, then go find out for yourself if you really do want to see this. I heard a lot of good things from people that I trust to watch movies and actually know what the hell they're talking about, but no, just gross. Drive My Car is a film that I've been really looking forward to ever since the announcements for the Golden Globes came out last year, and I've been wanting to see it along with The Power of a Dog, or The Power of D-Dog, not D-Dog from Metal Gear Solid. God, I'm terrible with ad-libbing. But I'm still nonetheless excited to see these films, and I'm very excited to hunt them all down before the Oscars actually begin. I'm happy to see Ariana DeBose get nominated. I knew it was going to happen. I'm just seeing it happen here live made me very happy, but none made me as happy as seeing Kristen Stewart get nominated. I knew it was going to happen. I said it had to happen. Spencer was her best acting performance ever. It really takes away from the sheer absurdity of Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem. Great actors, I love them both, being nominated for their worst characters and performances ever. Just holy shit. No wonder Sorkin loved that man, but I'm not surprised he didn't get nominated either on the writing categories or on the directing categories. This was definitely his weakest film to date, and I'm not surprised at all that he got snubbed in any particular way. We need to talk about Dune! Dune! Why is Dune getting all of these nominations? This film is unfinished. The film is not finished. It's not great. It's not even, in my opinion, it's not even really that good. It's a beautiful looking mess of a film that was made hoping, praying to God that a sequel will come in to help make sense of it. If I have to watch a sequel for your first movie to make sense, a sequel that won't be coming out for another couple of years, remember that? Then it just kills it for me. I'm sorry, but Dune is a film that I genuinely cannot stand, and I don't understand why it got nominated for Best Picture. For the visuals, I understand. The score by Hans Zimmer, I knew that was going to get nominated regardless. That is actually a legitimately good score, but Best Picture? Emmanuel, if you're watching this, do you think it should have been nominated for Best Picture? Actually, no. You told me yourself that you think the movie is incomplete, and you like the movie. So, there goes to show what even its fans are saying about it. Don't Look Up is a movie that I am legitimately just... why? I actually had a chance to see it. This is a really stupid goddamn movie, guys. It's from the same people who made The Big Short. I expected more from this. This is just... no. I feel like... I don't want to join on the bandwagon of people who are trying to down-talk this movie, but good lord, no. What the hell is this movie? What the hell are people seeing in this, honestly? When it comes to Best Original Song, Dos Oruguitas is... I'm glad the film that got nominated because... the song that got nominated, because I genuinely think We Don't Talk About Bruno is a great song, but not the kind of song that, in my opinion, deserves to get nominated in this category. Not for this film. To me, it doesn't truly represent Encanto the way this one does. And No Time to Die it's a good song. Not my favorite Bond theme, but I can't say no to Billie Eilish, to be honest, so we're good on that one. What the hell else do we have here? Spider-Man No Way Home be nominated for Best Visual Effects, and that's it. I got nothing. I'm not gonna... I love this movie to death, but I'm not gonna be like, it had everything I wanted to see happen in it. That means it should be nominated for Best Picture. No, we're not doing this. Not touching that one. What the hell else do we have here? Cinematography, The Tragedy of Macbeth is a film that is just beautiful to look at. Everything. If you haven't seen this movie yet, it is currently on Apple TV Plus, I believe. It was directed, I believe it was by one of the Coens. I don't remember if it was Joel or Ethan, but it is easily, without a doubt, one of the most gorgeous movies I've seen throughout the entirety of the year, and I'm very happy to see Denzel Washington get nominated for his performance. When it comes to production design, the same, and I actually have to agree with Dune's nomination on this one when it comes to production design. The film is a feast for the eyes, but that's all it is. It's just a feast for the eyes with not a lot of substance to it, and that to me is just very disappointing. Because, Denis Villeneuve made this whole spiel about franchise movies and superhero movies, and then literally does a franchise movie that isn't even complete and is relying on a sequel that wasn't greenlit at the time. It's greenlit now, guys. Yes, it's greenlit now, but even then, you're asking me to bet with my money on a movie that isn't finished, isn't that good, and basically saying, it's okay guys, the second part is gonna make this movie make sense. No. If I have to watch a sequel for the first movie to make sense, then it kills it for me. I'm really just, no. I really cannot believe some of these nominations. Flea being nominated for Best Animated Feature and Best International Feature Film. That's basically the equivalent of Best Picture for this. For Denmark, at least. I'm very impressed and very happy to see it. I want to hunt this movie down, though. This looks very fantastic. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the one that was also kind of a documentary. Let me see. When it came to the documentary, yes, this is 3 nominations. I think this is the animated film with the most nominations this year. I'm very surprised, but also kind of rooting for the underdog on this one. But I'm still rooting for Mitchell's. Now that Mitchell's has been nominated, I only have one movie that I'm rooting for besides Encanto, and it's that one. And now, let's just get to the other one here. Best Actor in a Leading Role. Javier Bardem, this was not you at your best. You're a great actor, but no, you are not Des Yarnes any less than Nicole Kidman is Lucille Ball. Just terrible casting. Terrible performance, terrible directing, terrible writing. Benedict Cumberbatch, I have not seen The Power of the Dog. I legitimately have no clue what this movie is about, but the fact that it won in the Golden Globes, I think, I skipped the Golden Globes this year because the Golden Globes are bullshit. But they, as far as I'm aware, they did get some of it right this year. At least with some of the nominations, especially when it came to Andrew Garfield. But speaking of Andrew Garfield, good lord, I'm very happy that he got nominated for this. This is going to be, I'm calling it right now, this is going to be the one in which he finally wins. It kind of pains me to say that because Will Smith is also nominated, and this is probably the second time in history that Will Smith has ever been nominated for an Oscar for his acting. The first one being for Ali. Actually, was it for Ali or was it for The Pursuit of Happiness? My mind is on a bit of a blur right now because it's 9:55 in the morning here in Puerto Rico. But either way, I'm very happy to see him get nominated in this. Jessica Chastain, I love that woman. I'm hoping that she finally wins it one day so that we can stop seeing her get nominated and lose. She's turning into the new Amy Adams, but even then, I think she has more nominations and losses than Amy Adams, which is very, very criminal in my opinion. I don't see why she hasn't won already. Olivia Colman has not given a single bad performance at all throughout her career. And also, Mitchell's vs. the Machine. She was the voice of the pissed off ex-girlfriend bot. I know she has a name, but that's basically what she was in that movie. Penelope Cruz. My god, I completely forgot that Penelope Cruz was even nominated. I'm very sorry. Because I was still rifing with anger over the fact that Nicole Kidman got nominated for that terrible performance of hers. And that terrible costume design that they did for her. Trying in vain to make her look like somebody that she just isn't. But again, Kristen Stewart got nominated. I'm happy. All is right with the world. Kenneth Branagh getting nominated for Belfast and watching Ryusuke Hamaguchi getting nominated for a Japanese film. A Japanese film getting nominated for Best Picture. And actually having a strong chance at winning and not just feeling like the diversity vote has me very excited and very happy. I'm also happy that Steven Spielberg got nominated for West Side Story, but I don't know about this one, guys. To be honest, West Side Story is a fantastic film, the better version of it in my opinion, but are we really going to watch all of this just to see the same movie from 1961 win in 2022? Really? Whatever. I'm still excited for it. Licorice Pizza, West Side Story. Best Picture. I'm gonna level with you guys on this. Apart from Dune and Licorice Pizza, I don't think I'm against any of these other nominations. If I had my way, I would have had Mitchell's get nominated for Best Picture, but that's just me, fanboy wish fulfillment and whatnot, but that's pretty much it. I got nothing to say here. Don't Look Up sucks. I don't know why I got nominated. Nightmare Alley is on Hulu right now. I'm probably going to be checking that out later as well. So now is my chance to hunt down all of the nominees and see them before the Oscars start, which will be on the 27th of March. I believe I'm saying that. Yes, I remember that properly. So that's pretty much it so far. Well, this is my first live stream. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the audio was not looking that good, and I suck at this, to be perfectly honest. I'm hoping that you guys all enjoyed this for as much as you possibly could, but it's almost 10 o'clock in here, or 9 o'clock for all of you, so go get yourself some breakfast or whatever. If you're going to work, then go ahead and turn this video off right now. Thank you all so much for watching. This has actually been really fun, all things considered. I'm probably going to try doing something again like this in the future. Not sure yet, but only time will tell. So, thank you all for watching, and if you like what you see here and you would like to see more, then you know what to do. Be sure to like, share the video with your friends, and subscribe for more content. And if you would like to really help us out, then check out our Patreon page for bonus content and exclusive rewards, including the chance to be able to request for a show or movie for us to review in the future. As always, I'm Sebastian from Cinemageddon Reviews signing out, and I'll see you on the next time. Thank you for watching.